slope form. So we got to make it a point slope form. I plugged it in. We already did 2 days full of point slope form. You have to know how to do that. Now, I need to solve it so that X and Y is on one side and then the constants are on the other. So I'm going to start off by distributing. I'm doing this all by myself, okay? So Y minus 3 equals 7X. 7 times -4 is -28. Now, I want to move the X over to the left, and I want to move all my constants on the right. If there's a question, go ahead. Go ahead.
So I found that when I was doing homework, like everything was fine, except like usually you have like subtracting X, bringing up like leaving nothing there and then moving it to the left side.
You could do it in any order technically, but I will. That's fine. Yeah, the order doesn't really matter, but I'd rather just keep the same order every time. So if you're gonna do numbers first, then variables, just be consistent, okay? Just so you do it right. All right, +3, +3. Good. So I'm gonna rewrite it as XY. So -7X plus Y equals -25.
I did Y minus -7X.
That's fine, but I'm just gonna write it in the proper order. If you wrote it in the improper order, that's okay. This was not a homework problem. It's a type of problem that could have been on the homework. Okay, you shouldn't give up.
For the homework, you needed to put it into the point slope, and then you had to. Yeah, it was so confusing. We had to like do it and then undo it and then redo it again. Why would it be 7X plus 1? Why did you change that?
-7X plus 1?
Yeah,
Because the usual equation is AX plus BY, so I like keeping it in that order.
So, but you can change the order even better.
Yeah, if you wrote it like this, by the way, that's fine. You will get full credit. Yes. Hold up. Say. Go ahead one more time. He's bullying a lunch lady. Yeah. No.
Bullying a lunch lady?
So, wait, do you subtract the 7X or the 3Y?
I subtracted the 7X first, but that doesn't combine any like terms. So it's just Y minus 7X. Over here, I just reorder it. So it's -7X plus Y. The negative goes with the 7X. You can't, it's not 7X minus Y. It doesn't swap like that, okay? What's up? You had a question you said?
Yeah, I'm good.
So you gotta put it in point slope form.
Mr. Tobel.
The circled one is the final answer, yeah.
Oh.
The circle one, yeah. Yeah. What? Oh, I'm showing you, if you wrote it that way, you would be also correct. That's okay.
Oh, fine, because it's a negative.
What is AX plus BY equals C? You don't use it in the problem. That just tells you what your end result's gonna be. No. You know how to graph point slope form? That's easier to graph than this stuff.
Mr. Tobel, I was in the Zoom, but then my Zoom was glitching like crazy, so I had to leave and join back.
Do it.
Nice.
So I missed this. I don't get it.
Yeah,
what
so
we did
you want to
yesterday.
keep it -7X plus Y. You don't want to mix
Can I
up.
copy this, please?
All right. One more type of problem that was on
Wait,
the
can I
homework.
copy, please?
I'm recording this, Michael, so I'll just post it later. So try to join back, and if Zoom still glitching for you,
No, I'm good now. I'm good now.
cool. All right. So I'm gonna do one more type of problem that was on the homework. Take it from here. Oh, they don't have this one?
Can you just go back for
So
a second?
if you have a coordinate point, 2, 4, and it's like AX plus 3Y equals 24, find the equation. Yes. You're about to see. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Let me talk about it, okay?
No, for the previous problem.
Divided by 2?
No, divided by 7.
No, you don't need to do that.
Wait,
I don't know how to do this.
All right. Guys, let me teach this, okay?
You gave us the X.
I noticed. I gave you both an X and a y. So because I have an x and a y and b and c, I only have one missing, a. Luckily, we're learning this thing called algebra that we could find any variable as long as we have the equation for it. So we're going to plug in everything. A times 2 plus 3 times 4 equals 24. All I did at that moment was substitute x for 2 and y for 4. My next step, I'm just going to rewrite this part as 2a, because usually you have your numbers in front of your exponents, or in front of your variables, I'm sorry. 3 times 4, which is 12, equals still 24. Good. We're going to subtract 12 on both sides. 2a equals 12. Divided by 2, divided by 2. A equals 6. Hey, finding a equals 6 is good, but it asks to make the equation. So we're going to have to take that 6 and plug it into the generic equation up here. So your final answer is 6x plus 3y equals 24. That's your final answer, okay? Okay, just be prepared. There'll be questions like this that could be on your test, so make sure you know how to do it. There's like the last problems. I think this was on the homework. I think I put it on the homework.
And 4 parentheses, another parentheses.
Oh.
Yeah, this wasn't on it.
Okay, so we did this in class. I'm just doing it again. All right. So we're gonna go on today's lesson. Not that. We're going
Wait,
to
can you go back to the first slide for 1 second, please?
Sure. Hold up. This one, take a picture if you need it.
All right, I got it. Thanks.
And then this one, take a picture if you need it.
No, I got that right.
Okay. I'm asking somebody else needed it. Though.
Wait, can you go back to the first one?
Sure. All right, give her the picture. I don't want to go back. All right.
Thank you.
So today we're going to do parallel. Where's my notes? And what's the other word that goes to parallel? Anyone else?
What's it called?
Perpendicular.
Good, Michael. Perpendicular. Where's my notes? I guess I never
Okay,
wrote
so
it.
what's, is this 4.6?
Yeah.
You're not noticing.
4.6 parallel and perpendicular.
Yep.
Perpendicular word.
Yeah.
When did you learn this last year?
No, this was the year before. Your class is 1 year behind my class, and my class is 1 year behind.
Oh, not that.
You're
That's stupid.
Oh, so I don't got it.
No, you guys were like each unit for you guys is like this might be like 4.7 to like 7.2 or something.
That means I don't gotta take a year in college.
Okay.
Okay, I'm so confused.
No, because each chapter,
You
there's
know,
a
for honors,
chapter.
that means still.
What?
take a
They're not
year in
chapter,
college.
they're not
Another year
chapter.
back in college. right?
No, so they're not, they're.
You don't have to.
Yeah.
We do.
No, yes, they are.
Yeah, take a year.
Where is he?
What?
Yeah,
Still
she's
shouldn't
not.
have to.
Why?
She has an absence.
She's in person.
Wait, I mean, I'm somewhere.
Okay.
For models, so she learned.
But you said we had the same question.
We do have the same textbook as them.
Yeah.
They halfway through changed to a different textbook.
And you don't.
It is
No.
possible for you to go, you have to learn everything.
It's very.
Yeah, no, next 3 years. Yeah.
You have to switch this if you move up because they learn algebra 2 a little bit early, and you need that for pre-calc.
Is there math on like this?
Until when can I switch?
Yes, all this math is going to be on that.
Oh my, I'm done for.
Wait, what is that?
Parallel and perpendicular.
I'm going to the RT.
I saw my sister practice SAT.
Okay. Guys, class, guys. All right. Someone raise their hand. Tell me what parallel lines look like. Go ahead, Kira. Everyone else, be quiet, please. Go ahead, Kira. Good. They kind of like run next to each other like that. So if you have two lines, let's say if you had two lines on an XY grid, kind of like this. So you had an XY grid like this. Oh, that's a little crooked, but whatever. And you had two lines, one going like this and one going like this. They're parallel, right? Anyone want to raise their hand? What do you think we could tell about the slope here? What about parallel lines that should be about the slope?
It's zero.
Yes. Not zero.
Undefined.
It's also not undefined.
What is it? I remember on the line like it was.
Look at the red lines. Look at the two red
Oh,
lines.
it's gonna be like negative.
Give up. No. Somebody else raise their hand. Show. Good. The two slopes are going to be the same. So here, what do you want to write down for parallel? What, in the thing? Yeah, because the schedule is so different because of COVID though. It'll slow down later. So then when it slows down in the future, then we'll be back in sync. It's particularly good, yeah. So,
Wait, those are parallel lines?
yes, those red big ones.
Yeah.
And the key takeaway for this, because back when you learned in middle school geometry, basically, you just talked about you just talked about them being the same direction or never touching. This is, we're gonna actually apply slopes to this. We're actually gonna graph these lines.
Oh, perpendicular is probably gonna be the slope of this.
Something like that, yeah. That's what you care about. Parallel is the slope is the same. If you want, do you know what a parallel line is? Okay, then you don't need to write the definition.
I'd rather have a test on like the whole, like the small real thing, like actually a quiz.
Wait, what do you want?
There's so much on the test then.
Yeah, I
I
know.
do a quiz on Monday about.
I don't know.
We should finish learning this though on Wednesday, so we have Thursday, Friday, and maybe Monday to review.
So we learn about like the stuff we like.
23rd or 24th, I don't know.
I had Mr.
Tuesday?
Sanders style of class.
Yeah.
So then we should have a test.
I just know about it.
All right. So, guys,
Yeah, that's like me and that.
That's what happens in our old class.
no. So perpendicular. Shava, I'm gonna ask you, what does perpendicular lines look like?
It's like, what's it called? It's like.
Show with your hands. What does it look like? A heart? What is that? Go ahead. Yeah, they cross. They cross at a very specific angle. Does anyone know what that angle's called?
I know this point.
Gosh.
90
90-degree angle.
I said a right angle.
Oh my God.
Oh, my fault then. Right
I
angle.
said it was a right
I didn't
angle.
even hear you.
That's fine. It's a right angle that's 90 degrees. Good. Both. Okay, so perpendicular hits at a 90-degree angle, but for a slope, it's going to be a little different. First off, raise your hand. What is a reciprocal? Does anyone remember what it is? Hey, man, I didn't call on you. So don't. I asked you to raise the hand so I could call on different people, man. So he already ruined the surprise. Yeah, it's the opposite of a fraction. So if you had 2/1, you flip it over, it's 1/2. If you have 6/5, you flip it over, it's 5/6. So it's a reciprocal. It's also going to be the negative. So when I say it's the negative, it's going to be opposite sign. So if it starts off positive, it will turn negative. But if it starts off negative, it'll turn positive. So perpendicular for us, what we care about is the slope is a negative reciprocal. No, negative reciprocal.
No, why don't we have a quiz on like the whole?
Guys, you're not telling me you're having a test.
But it's gonna be, we're not gonna remember half of it. It's gonna be like a month later when we start.
That's the good thing we study for.
When's the test?
All right, the 24th.
The 20th.
I think,
Alright.
I think I'm cool with that.
So I'm going to the next page.
As long as you have what they're, you plan it on this.
Wait, what is this?
Yeah.
Remember like one. That didn't save my one.
Is this a-
Can we at least put us up?
Do you know what our averages is?
Oh, I have it backwards. Or something. What's up? No, I don't know your average.
But-
Okay.
Why can't you do the math?
Most schools know their average.
So you get your average on the progress board. Okay, everyone write down the first problem. We're gonna talk about how we solve this. So the first problem reads, in case if you're having trouble reading. Ethan, just sit down and be quiet. So write the equation of the line through -3, 3. That is parallel to this line, y equals -2x plus 1. You don't know how to do that yet. You're about to learn.
Oh, I thought you told us to do it.
No. Write down the problem. That's the only thing you need to do right now.
This is so much information.
Eventually, yeah.
But why is there a dot? That's just like-
A period is the end of the sentence.
Even if there was a dot, it wouldn't even mean anything.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna assume most people are able to write a sentence within a minute. Now, let's talk about this. What do we know about parallel? We just talked about it. Good, and then in terms of our notes, what is the slopes? The same. So we know whatever this line is, the M is going to be the same as the M over here. Which means, what's the slope in this equation? Come on, who said it? -2, good. So my slope is -2. Now, this is a different line. This is line, we call it, let's say A. This is line A. We're gonna make a new line, we're calling it line B. This new line is gonna use the points -3, 3. This is also a little bit of a review of slope-intercept form. We're gonna need to find, because we have a new coordinate, -3, 3. So that's an X and a Y. So we're gonna need to find a Y equals MX plus B that uses this information. I know the slope is -2 because it said the word parallel. And I know my point's -3, 3 because it gave it to me here. So let's plug it in. You're just at like how to do math. Let's plug it in.
What about the one?
What about the one? So this is line A. This is old line. The only thing I cared about it, because it was parallel, it told me what slope my new line will be. Since it's parallel, it has to be the same slope. So this is an old line. The only thing I take from it is the slope. That's the only thing I care about my old line for.
Why is there an A?
Because you're making a new line. That's the question.
Are we trying to get like Y and X on the same?
No, we're gonna do we're gonna do slope intercept form.
Why is there?
So I shouldn't distribute it. What?
Why is there A? I'm just calling it equation A. And this is, we're making equation B. So we're gonna use this information to solve it. So we have 3 equals -2, -3 plus B. What am I gonna find after doing all this math? The B, which is the y-intercept. I don't want to turn it into standard form. Yeah, we're gonna find B though, the actual B though. No, that's the old line.
Oh, I get it.
We need a new line, so we need a new B.
Because it's the same slope, right?
Yes.
I mean,
So 3, stop asking about the 1. It's the old line. Plus B. Okay, subtract 6, subtract 6. I end up getting B equals -3. So I have a B. I have a M. So I can make the equation y equals -2x minus 3. That's it. Did we make a equation of a line? Yeah, we did. And this is an equation of a line that could hold -3, 3, and it's parallel to the original equation.
I think I
Yeah. Yes.
So if there's a problem with like Y equals like also there's like the 3 but it's just like Y equals -2x plus 2. Do we still drop the A part of it? Like, it doesn't matter what number it is?
The old formula only gives us one thing we care about. It only tells us one thing, the slope. After we take the slope out of it, I don't care about this anymore. So I just take it away. I don't need it. I took the slope, I took what I needed from it. No. Be- So let's look at this one. Write the equation for the line parallel to 2x minus 3y equals 6. As you write that down, what type of equation is this? No, come on.
It's standard form.
Standard form, the thing we just learned. What is standard form?
Oh, isn't it y minus?
A is x plus
Isn't that
y.
y? Isn't that y minus? I know, a.
Nope.
A x plus by equals to
Yeah. Now, what's my issue here? What is the one, okay, raise your hand and don't scream out, even if you raise your hand, your answer. What is the one thing I care about from my old original equation? Ethan, the slope. What's my problem with standard form? Kira, they don't give you the slope. So I'm gonna have to force myself to change the standard form into a form that has a slope. You know what form that's gonna be? We're gonna use slope-intercept form instead. So y equals mx plus b.
Can you use another formula? Or do you have to apply it?
Since they gave it to me like this, I have to take my job. It's my job now to find the slope, which is ordered to change it into this. So let's do it. Which, by the way, to make slope-intercept form, we're just solving for y, something we practiced back in chapter 1. So we have 2x minus 3y equals 6. I'm solving for y. That means I'm getting everything away from y. I'm going to subtract 2x on both sides. Cross that out. I'm left with negative 3y equals 6 minus 2x. Good. Then I got to get rid of the negative 3 that's being times to the y. So I'm going to divide negative 3. When I divide, everyone gets a piece. So everyone gets divided by negative 3. So y is going to equal 6 divided by negative 3 is negative 2. And then negative 2 divided by negative 3 is going to be a positive 2 over 3x. You don't have to do this part, but I'm just going to rewrite it as 2 over 3x minus 2. So it matches that y equals mx plus b shell. So all I did is rewrite the equation. These two equations are exactly the same. They're equal. With that in mind, what am I taking away from it? What's your question?
So how would you know necessarily when you have to switch from like ax plus by plus b?
That's a wonderful question. Why do I have to switch? Somebody raise their hand. What are we looking for from the original equation? To find the slope. Okay, now here's the question. What's my problem with ax plus by plus equals c? Considering I'm looking for the slope. You're not given the slope. Change it so you get the slope.
On the one that we plus like
The one before, it had it in a form where we could just take the slope and it was super nice. But now we have to do the work to get the slope. All right, this is parallel. And I don't know about time for perpendicular, so we'll continue that tomorrow. But either, we'll continue that Monday. So then, the only thing I care about from the original equation is the slope. So I'm stealing this thing. So I know my m equals 2 over 3. No, we just started. So we just got my m. After that, I don't care about this. Just cross it out. I don't care about the whole thing. I don't care about the whole thing and crossing it out. So I have my m being 2 over 3. I have a point that they gave me from the beginning. Negative 2, comma 3. Now we're going to actually start the equation, make the line. So we're going to make it into slope-intercept form. So I'm plugging it in. 3 equals 2 over 3 times negative 2 plus b. You're going to get a fraction, that's okay.
What Why did I do y minus 3 equals 2 over 3 times x plus 2? I did it. It's just simple.
You did it in point slope form.
So wait, what's the y?
I don't know what the y-intercept is.
No, like I'm saying, what do we have to do to find it?
Somebody answer that question. What do we gotta do now since we set it
Now
up?
we have to like have like multiply
actually,
like
like,
2 and 3.
No,
We're finding b
before that.
We're solving for B.
You have n equals 2 thirds, like, what do you do now?
No, now you're doing 1 equals n equals 2 with the it's the same thing now. And the 2.
So I'm plugging in these three things to
Okay.
solve for B, yeah.
Do I have to solve that, or that is that my final answer?
No, you
Don't
gotta
we
solve.
already have B?
Go ahead, somebody on Zoom.
Don't we already have B?
No. That's a capital B. Don't think of that as a lowercase. b.
No, I'm talking about like from y equals negative 2x. No, wait, from y equals 2 over 3x minus 2. Isn't 2 the B?
I told you, the only thing you care about the original equation is the slope. Literally, after I took the slope right here, I crossed it out. I don't care about the old equation anymore. So I just removed it. So this is plus 4 over 3. If you forget how to add fractions, you need a common denominator. So I'm gonna have to make 3 into 9 over 3 plus 4 over 3. That's going to be 13 over 3 equals B. Or 4 and 1/3. You could do 4 and 1/3. It's not mad confusing. It's adding fractions. That's 5th or 6th grade skill. Anyway,
Wait. Yeah, let's start with this. I have some multiplication.
Minus 13 over 3.
Wait.
It's 4 and 1/5 minus 13 over 3.
13 over 3.
No, not 13 over 3.
Yeah, that's 13 over 3.
Is it minus?
No, that's the equal sign. Sorry.
So equals 13 over 3.
I'm just saying 4 and 1/3 is equal to 13 over 3. I just turned it into a mixed number. So your
When you
flat.
get the same bottom as they both go into 3, right?
Yeah.
How do you get 3 1?
How did I get 9 over 3?
Like times 1, right?
It's 3 over 1. You times that by 3 over 3, and you get 9 over 3. So y equals, hold up, let me finish this. 2 over 3x plus, we'll do the fraction. 13 and a 3.
What's 13?
4 and a third, 4 and a third. I just plugged it in.
I'm getting 7 over 3.
No, you gotta make it finally. You haven't made it yet.
That was not 1. It was 4 over 3. Yeah, over here, but it might be.
So is that your final answer?
Yes.
I got 4.333.
4.333 is the same as 4 and 1/3.
This is very hard.
Fractions. If you use a
How do you go
calculator.
from the 9 over 3 to the 13 over 3? Like, where does that come
Add
from?
the 4 over 3 and the 9 over 3.
I'll write
Yeah,
this
but-
up next time. I'll put it up.
Isn't the
I
9
have
over
to
3
type it
from
out.
adding the 4 over 3?
I heard the
What
question
happened?
from Zoom. Can you say it one more time?
How do we get the 9 over 3? We do 4
How did we
over
get
3
9
plus
over 3?
Yeah.
3 over 1 times 3 over 3 is 9 over 3. And I need them to be common denominators to add them.
From the blue area, I don't see any multiplying there.
No, multiplying, you don't care if they have common denominators. You just multiply straight
No.
through.
I'm
Adding,
saying like by the blue writing, you just
Yeah.
wrote 9 over 3. Where are we getting the 3 over 1 from?
what's 3 as a fraction?
3 over 1.
That's why.
But I thought we're adding it.
Yeah, so we need to make it common denominators. The first one's 4 over 3. The other one's 3 over 1. I gotta make it a common denominator. The common denominator.
Oh, I don't know.
Again, you guys are a little bit
Mr.
more hung up on the
Tobel?
fraction than the actual math or the
Mr.
actual set.
Tobo? Hey, Mr. Tobo,
Yes,
can you just turn those fractions into decimals?
yes, and I'll say that to everyone. Yes, by the way, can you just use your calculator and have it as decimals? That's okay too. I could not hear your questions. Yeah, And that's a red circled one. Yeah, that's what in the red circle, that's the answer. Any other questions?
I think I actually get it now.
I'm so happy.
I understand it, but we have the homework from last week is still for Monday.
I'm gonna move it to Monday because a lot of
So we
people
don't have
missed it.
homework tonight.
No, you're getting homework tonight too.
What?
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
Of course.
We didn't even learn perpendicular.
Good. We're gonna have parallel questions. Perpendicular.
It's so hard.
I think that's actually, I don't care much. I even have that much to do today.
Perfect. Ethan, it's because you missed the first half of the class bullying a lunch lady.
I'm finishing my science project tonight at 1:05.
Yo,